And then we come to the water situation. But you know, cost of living, we spoke about that. And what we will do, when people ask what we will do, one of the first things we will do within the first 100 days is reduce the duty on foodstuff to bring relief to people. But then they ask what we're going to do about water. You heard tonight the cries of the people coming from Brother Alex Brown. Brother Alex Brown told you about the cries of the people from his constituency. You heard Brother Jamal Pringle, who told you about the relief measures that a UPP government will introduce in order to make your tanks more affordable, your pumps more affordable, to make it easier for farmers in this country as a people-first government. But I want to also say to you, brothers and sisters, that what they've been telling us is a pack of lies. That we do not have so much as a water problem or water crisis. What we have is a crisis of management and a failing of leadership. Let me tell you something here, man. You heard them a few years ago boasting and bragging that APUA take over SEMCORP. You remember? Okay. When they took over SEMCORP, the plant at Crabs was producing 4.1 million gallons a day. Round that off, say 4 million gallons a day. Crabs, 4 million gallons a day. That was in 2016. Today, the plant at Crabs producing 2 million gallons a day. 2 million gallons. But it has the capacity to produce not just 4, it can produce 4.5 million gallons a day. You hear me? So they are actually producing just about half what can be produced. And then when you go to Camp Blizzard was built to produce 600,000 gallons a day. And today, Camp Blizzard producing 300,000 gallons a day. Half of what it can produce. When you go to Shell Beach can produce 1.7 million gallons a day, and today producing 1 million. And this story goes on. Fry's Beach, which was put in by the UPP, it has the capacity now, they've just added the 350,000 to produce 950,000. And they're producing 700. So the point I'm making, brothers and sisters, they have told us in the budget that they are going to build a plant in Bethesda that's going to cost the people of this country $14 million US. You hear me? 14 million US. How much that in the EC? Nearly 40 million EC dollars. You know what that could do? That 40 million EC dollars could be fixing the system where they have all the tanks in an act of wickedness. Let me tell you, they have a tank up at Patterson's with a capacity for 400,000 gallons of water. 400,000. And up to now, it's empty and it's not connected. You have a tank in Buckley's with a capacity of 300,000 gallons. And he's sitting up there. Cockroach run up and down on the tank. Ants down into the tank. Empty. And people can't get water. You have the tank at Collins. That tank full. But it's not connected. Now, my brothers and sisters, I have pointed out to you, first of all, the capacity that we have to produce water is way beyond what we are now producing. And the reason why we are not producing it is because of bad management. The government of Antigua and Barbuda stands guilty of gross negligence to the people of this country. Gross negligence. The reason why the plant at Crabs that can produce over 4 million gallons a day is producing half of that is because the government has not provided any clear plan. They have no system. They can't run anything. And so as a result of that, they don't clean the membranes. They don't look after the equipment. It run down. They have no scheduled maintenance. And so you look at what happened today. They put out a notice. They say emergency maintenance. So you run the car till the car wheel drop off, till the engine is smoke, till everything start crackle, pop, and then you lock down. And when they lock down, when you see the list, Vernon, Parham, Fort Road, Redcliffe Key, and the whole island. So no water in the country. No water in the country for 3 days, 72 hours. And when you talk about the connection of the tanks into the distribution system, the workers will tell you overnight you run the water into the tank and by next day you can gravity feed. Right now, English Harbour is supposed to get water every day, all day. Liberta, All Saints, Willie, Freetown, if they were doing what the UPP established with those water tanks, to have the tanks for storage, that is where the answer lies. Because even when you go and pay more money for another reverse osmosis plant, if you don't have storage, you're wasting time. If you don't have storage, you're wasting time. And they have storage tanks sitting down, empty, idle, doing nothing, and nigga can't get water for beard and skin. Imagine that. That is not just negligence. That is outright wickedness. And we need to demand that they immediately get going on this country. Get going. Come out. Time for them to go. Time for them to go. Blow your horn if you think it's time for them to go. And so, brothers and sisters, we can get things going with the cost of living. We'll help our people. And when it comes to water, not only will we introduce programs so that things that you need at home to help you to be more self-sufficient with water, things that you need on your farm as a farmer to have water. We're going to address those things. And when it comes to the overall system, we're going to fix that. Because they've been feeding you a lot of lies. And when I tell you that all the plants are producing well below capacity because this government has no vision and no plan and no program, I know what I'm saying. And they come and they give you a lot of hocus pocus, about 40% leakage. It's a lie. L-I-E, lie. Look, that lie so big. L-I-I-E-E-E. That's how you spell that lie thing.